Gonna unload all this stuff here. Gonna be working on building a deer trough this afternoon. I'm not much of a carpenter. Don't expect nothing elaborate. I'm just trying to put something on my property that is easier for me to use whenever it comes to feeding. So I'm gonna get all this stuff out, get everything cut to the measurements I'm gonna have them at. This was about 99 bucks for all this material here. Most of it's treated since it is going to be out in the weather. Finished building it today. Hopefully we'll get these 4x4s cut down to 6 foot. I just thought 8 foot was going to be too tall for what I wanted to do. So about 6 foot here. But I wanted it to be tall enough that the bucks wouldn't hit their antlers maybe while they're growing. All right, there's 4 6-foot posts. Now I'm going to use just this piece of plywood here as my base. It's be about perfect, about what I wanted. Let me see how I kind of almost wanted to go 6 foot. It's like 58 and 5/8 here. My length 58 and 5/8. Maybe I wish I was just a little bit bigger, but since I don't have to make any cuts to this, I'm just going to leave this as it is instead of going and getting a bigger piece. Some of you guys are probably watching this and cringing how I'm doing stuff. Like I said, I'm not a carpenter. I guess I don't really know what I am, to be honest. Looks like 21 and 7/16. 21 and 7/16 is what I'm reading. Almost 2 foot. That's kind of what I was shooting for, but I think that'll work. Like I'm Sam Sulek. All right, sweet. I think 2 foot is what I want to do. I think that looks good here. Stand her up. Which may be interesting. Oh, perfect. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, so now that I've stood her up and looked at it, I definitely think it's gonna be big enough for what I need it to do. I can see where I need to put a few more screws though. All right, well, we have got pretty much the foundation of it ready to go. Looking at it now, I definitely think this was big enough. It didn't look big enough, just not put together or anything like that. I think 2 foot is a good height to come up. Might could have went just a tad bit lower, but you think like a young yearling or even a fawn. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know. I think 2 foot's probably a good height. But anyways, now we're gonna figure out the roof and cut some boards out for that. I gotta go look at the measurements on my phone and see what I had planned out for the roof. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is probably just hyperlapse the rest of this so I don't have just a huge long file on my phone. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's just hyperlapse this. So while this time lapse is playing, I'm going to give you guys the dimensions of this deer trough. Ended up cutting the 4x4s down to 6 foot. The base of the feed trough was about 2 foot wide and just a little over 5 foot long. When mounting to the 4x4s, I went about 2 foot up for the height. The roof was 6 foot wide and 8 foot long. Just wanted to make sure I had plenty of coverage when putting the tent on there. Alrighty, well, got dark on me, but for the most part, this thing is done. Just got to throw some tin up on the top. The roof ended up being a little bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be, but if I was going to go overkill on something, it was definitely going to be the roof, just because I don't want my feed getting wet. So the more tin coverage I have, the better. But anyways, looks pretty good. I'm sure it's not super square, but I'm not building a house, wasn't building a piano. I was building a feed trough for the deer. So, like I said, this ended up being bigger than what I thought it was going to be. So I think that'll be perfect for feeding. But anyways, yeah, we're going to wrap it up for today and finish this project tomorrow. All right, well, it's pretty much done here. Did not take long at all to put this metal on here and just throw it on the top. Only thing I lack is just cutting this off right here, this excess tin. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Sweet. Just wrapping up this deer trough project, and the last step was putting some original nut grub here in this feeder. Appreciate you guys watching this video, and hopefully you guys are already starting to prep for next deer season.
Won't you take a little ride?